I'm Rowan and I'm in 4th grade.
Hello, I am Calder and I'm in 2nd grade.
What do you like about Legos?
I can use my imagination to build a lot of things.
If I gave you and your brother the same 6 pieces, do you think you would make the same thing as Calder or something different?
Something different.
Why do you think that?
Because your imagination can come up with a lot of different things.
No.
Why not?
Because I am very unique.
In this podcast from the Distance Learning Center, we go to the first annual Southern Learning and Technology Expo in Winston-Salem. This one-day conference was presented by the Center for Experiential and Applied Learning at Wake Forest Baptist Health and was located on the downtown campus of the Wake Forest Innovation Quarter. Conference attendees came from higher education as well as industry, so SLATE offered a really vibrant mix of ideas and approaches to learning and to tech. The kickoff session left me ready to go home and make my kids jealous, because as soon as I sat down, I got to play with Legos. Dr. Shirley Disler from High Point University's School of Education presented some ideas about the importance of play and imagination in the economy of the future. The activities we did encouraged team building, collaboration, and reflection on professional practices. After the session was over, my table mates were gracious enough to share some of their experiences.
I'm Alan Brown. I do instructional design at Wake Forest University in the Teaching and Learning Collaborative. One of the things I really enjoyed seeing was everyone was asked to represent their biggest work challenge by building it in Legos, and it was really neat to see one, not only kind of how, like what our individuals' challenges, and occasionally seeing similar challenges across very different types of roles, but then also how we've chosen to represent those with only 6 minutes, which is kind of a compressed timeline. I felt like I might need 6 minutes just to imagine what my biggest challenge is, much less represented in a medium that I'm not familiar with, but it, I think, worked out really well and generated a lot of intriguing conversation about what are some similarities, what are some differences in how we choose to speak or represent those ideas that are confronting us in the workplace.
I'm Christine Jordan. I'm a family therapist at Wake Forest Baptist Health. To add what to Alan said about being able to see somebody's challenge and hear their challenge, I was better able to understand what the person was saying by seeing it and hearing it and seeing it represented like that. Another cool thing we did was we built a duck out of a few little Lego pieces, and it was amazing all the different ways you could build a duck. So that was kind of neat.
I'm Casey Foster, and I'm an exercise specialist at Wake Forest Baptist Health. One of the other activities was putting cups together, stacking cups together, and you had a rubber band with 4 strings on it, and so you're in groups of 4, and you're trying to work together with only holding the string with one hand to stack the cup into a tower. And it was interesting because our table struggled a little bit with trying to get the cups apart, but just the teamwork of being able to communicate that you need to work together because all 4 of you are pulling at that rubber band at the same time. So it was really interesting just to see how we worked together, or just laughed at the fact that we could not get the cups to separate. So just enjoying the fact that we can laugh at our mistakes and that sort of thing.
And I'm Melissa Moses, dietitian at Wake Forest Baptist Health. So the one that really stood out to me was an activity that I did with Mercer, where it also worked on communication. So we had to build something, Legos with 8 pieces, and Mercer couldn't see what I was doing, and then I had to tell him how to build the same Lego pieces and put them together without him even seeing. So just using my words. So it really worked on communication.
Thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
sure.
thanks for being so cool. Like, it was really fun to be.
Mom, Daddy, I'm trying to make this.
Okay, good idea.
No, don't make the stuff off of it, just do something.
Do you think it would be hard to go to class if you didn't see your teacher?
Yeah. You wouldn't know who was talking to.
You won't know what to do,
It would be weird.
and it's not usual.
Student engagement is one of the biggest challenges faced by instructors and students in distance learning classes. While I was at SLATE, I had the chance to see a session presented by Dr. Donna Etheridge from NC State University that provided some great ways to think about and create online communities.
Hello, my name is Donna Etheridge. I'm a teaching assistant professor at North Carolina State University, also Associate Vice Provost for Academic Technology Innovation in the Distance Education Learning Technology Association group, and my team supports the faculty who are doing face-to-face and online instruction. But I also am glad that I teach online and have for 10 years because it makes me really empathize with and understand what the faculty need, and also be part of the faculty as well as somebody who's the technology administrator. I think building a community in an online course and building social presence so that people feel engaged and part of the experience is of huge importance, because we can keep our students in our programs and in our classes if we get them involved and engaged. We can increase completion rates. We can actually increase the course evaluation for the professor, because the students, if they're engaged and happy in the class, if they feel like part of that community, they're more likely to rate the course high, to stay in the course and stay in the program, and just to be part of that community. I think it's just so important.
And the idea of the I's have it, kind of three key terms that all start with I, seemed like a really good rubric to me for ways to increase interactivity. What were some of those?
Well, some of the I's that we have to think about, we want to invite students to the course. So an invitation to the party, as it were, an invitation to our class. So we might send a welcome letter and let them know what's going on and tell them about the structure in our course. So we want to create an inviting environment that's clean and organized and manageable. So invite is very important. Also involve. We've got to stay involved with the students. We've got to engage them. We've got to build activities where they're involved into the course. They feel like a part of the community. We've got to create immediacy. Immediacy is especially important the first couple weeks of the course. That's when we tend to lose students in online classes. So we want to respond immediately to their questions. Yes, as instructors, we have to build spaces where we're not always connected online, but we need to tell our students about that in our welcome letters. So we create an immediacy, we get involvement, we have interaction. Those are some of the I's that have it.
Who do you think uses Alexa more, the grown-ups or the kids?
The kids.
How does Alexa know so much stuff, do you think?
Because in Google or Amazon, I don't forget what program can know all that.
It's when the program how to be like Albert Einstein. Alexa, are you a little dude trapped inside a box?
I don't know that one.
There was some pretty impressive tech at SLATE 2018. I'm always amazed at how tech can be accessed and delivered, but I may be even more amazed at the creativity it takes to use technology in smart ways. I heard a presentation by Andy Brewer from Wake Forest Baptist Health about chatbots, what they can do, and how nowadays anybody can make one. The presentation you gave here.
Sure, I'm Andy Brewer. I work at Northwest Area Health Education Center here at Wake Forest Baptist, working on adult continuing education, but also doing some projects in the health careers, which is basically high school students.
So for people who don't think they've used a chatbot before, what are some everyday examples where they probably have encountered one?
Well, if you say, "Okay, Google" to your phone, or you ask Siri a question, or you have Alexa, or any of those devices, you're actually using a voice activated chatbot, because you're not talking to a real live person, you're talking to an automated messenger, which is basically a chatbot, because you're chatting. So the presentation I gave today was on chatbots and using them for both education and just about any other use you can think of, because the messaging platform is pretty ubiquitous as far as who is using it. Just about everyone uses a chatbot or text-based assistant at some point, even voice-based, and they don't even know it. So just kind of breaking down the chatbot landscape and showing people how easy it is to build a chatbot that becomes immensely useful for automated messaging.
So like when you call for help on the phone and they say press 1 for this, is that also an example of a chatbot?
Well, we historically called them phone trees or phone response systems. But yeah, in essence, it's a chatbot because it's asking you a question, you're responding with a button push or a voice command, and then it takes you further down a decision tree or some kind of logic that's presented to you. So yeah, that is a chatbot. I think being able to connect to students after a lesson with a pre-programmed set of responses based on what did you think of the lecture, did you have any questions, where did you have problems, that kind of thing, to opening up an automated dialogue with learners. Another use case for education would be lesson delivery. I mean, you hear the term micro learning or micro lessons, or even short video content, but you could at some pre-programmed interval deliver small lessons to a group of learners, that kind of thing.
Do you think it's cool or surprising or what that there was Legos at a work conference?
That's surprising. Because usually grown-ups just do work at
Type, computer, done. Bye. I'm going to my house.
Thanks to Andy Brewer, Alan Brown, Casey Foster, Christine Jordan, Melissa Moses, and Donna Etheridge. A special thanks to our Lego architects, Rowan and Calder Sedgwick Bufter. Our music came from Philip Gross, Pearl, and Musik liegt in der Luft via Free Music Archive. I'm Mercer Bufter. Thanks for listening.